In August 2019, headlines emerged about fires all across the Amazon rainforest. These fires have been linked to deforestation being carried out by farmers in the region in order to make land available for agriculture and cattle production. But what exactly does losing the Amazon mean for us and for the health of our planet? To answer this question, we must first understand the mechanism of evapotranspiration. When plants absorb carbon dioxide for photosynthesis, they lose water vapor from their leaves through a process known as transpiration. This, coupled with evaporation of water from forest surfaces, enables the Amazon to maintain a wetter atmospheric boundary layer. This provides rainfall to all regions of the Amazon, including the drier south, which would receive less rain had the forest not existed. This rainfall also travels westward, irrigating agricultural fields and supplying fresh water to communities all across South America, from the Atlantic coast to the Andes. As forest cover is lost, less water is recycled back to the atmosphere, and more flows out in rivers to the ocean. Thus, less is available to come back down as rain. Scientists think that, given extensive deforestation, the Amazon rainforest could eventually reach a tipping point, after which evapotranspiration would reduce to the point when the forest would no longer generate enough precipitation to sustain its current size. Such a reduction in evapotranspiration could lead to degradation of the Amazon into savanna or seasonal forest. Scientists know that this type of ecosystem transition is possible because it has happened in the past. In the Sahara, around 6 or 7 million years ago, as a result of changes in Earth's orbit, the planet cooled and dried, turning what used to be a fertile grassland into the vast desert that we know the Sahara to be today. While the shift in the Sahara was the result of geophysical forces over a relatively long time scale, the current situation in the Amazon is the consequence of human actions over a relatively short period of time. The potential transition of the Amazon from a rainforest to a drier ecosystem, such as seasonal forest or grassland, would be devastating for Brazil's agribusiness sector, which relies on irrigation from Amazonian rainfall for the success of its crop harvests. It would also eliminate one of the most biodiverse ecosystems on the planet and release vast stores of carbon to the atmosphere, which will accelerate global warming. The Amazon rainforest is home to millions of species of plants, animals, and fungi, all of which act as organic reservoirs that keep carbon from the atmosphere locked in their bodies. However, when the rainforest is burned, the carbon that is stored in plant and animal mass is released to the atmosphere as carbon dioxide, which is a potent greenhouse gas. In fact, deforestation is the main source of greenhouse gas emissions in Brazil. However, it doesn't stop there. With the current rate of global biodiversity loss due to pollution, habitat loss, and invasive species, scientists believe we are at the start of the 6th mass extinction in Earth's geological history, the only one that can be directly attributed to the actions of a single species, humans. Deforestation in the Amazon will further exacerbate this crisis, as it is home to roughly 10% of all species on the planet. Biodiversity is incredibly valuable, as it provides economic, cultural, and environmental services for humans. For example, rainforest plants contain compounds used in pharmaceuticals to treat all kinds of illnesses, from malaria to cancer to glaucoma. Deforestation poses great threats to the health of the Amazon and to our planet at large. Although it may provide economic gain in the short term, it poses severe long-term risks that would be detrimental both to Brazil's economy and health. Damage to the Amazon is bound to have consequences for our future unless we take action now. See the video description to learn more about efforts to preserve the Amazon.